Imagine selling out 2 football stadiums back-to-back, 70,000 fans screaming so loud the ground shakes, and then shocking them with surprise cameos from Kid Rock one night and NFL star Myles Garrett the next. Imagine becoming the first country artist in history with 37 songs on the Billboard Hot 100 at once. Now add this, he's pulling all of it off while on probation for hurling a chair off a 6-story rooftop. This isn't a Netflix script. This is the real life of Morgan Wallen, the kid from a one-stoplight town who went from broken baseball dreams to the most controversial, most unstoppable force in American music. And tonight, we're taking you inside the scandals, the records, the millions, and the empire of country music's wildest king. This video is sponsored by True Fares. Visit our website now and shop the latest deals. Don't miss out, check it out today. Welcome back to Loyal Luxury, where we dive into the lifestyles and empires of the world's most fascinating and sometimes most infamous stars. Today we're pulling apart the story of Morgan Wallen, a man rejected by The Voice, cancelled by the industry, arrested for reckless endangerment, and dragged through headlines that would end most careers. Yet every time, he didn't just survive, he got bigger. His music dominates the charts. His tours rival Taylor Swift's in revenue. And his personal life? A roller coaster of drama, heartbreak, and unapologetic living. Love him or hate him, Morgan Wallen is rewriting the rulebook of fame. So buckle up, because this story is as wild as the man himself. Sneedville, Tennessee, 1 stoplight, 1 church, 1 tiny stage. That's where Morgan Wallen's story began. Born in 1993 to a preacher dad and a teacher mom, he grew up singing hymns with his sisters, learning violin at 5 and piano by 7. But his true love? Baseball. At Gibbs High, he was a star pitcher with a 90-mile-per-hour fastball and dreams of the big leagues until one pitch tore his elbow apart. No surgery, no scouts, no future. Heartbroken, stuck in his bedroom, Morgan picked up a guitar. What came out wasn't bitterness, it was raw emotion. He later said, "Baseball was my first love. But when that got taken away, music became my salvation." That injury didn't just end a dream, it sparked the one that would change his life forever. 2014. Morgan's mom secretly applies for him to audition for The Voice. When NBC calls, Morgan laughs, he thinks it's a prank. But weeks later, he's standing under the stage lights, singing Howie Days Collide to Millions. Usher spins first. Then Adam Levine. A 21-year-old kid from nowhere suddenly had 2 megastars fighting for him. Morgan chose Usher, only to get traded to Adam's team mid-season. But there was a problem, producers didn't want country Morgan. They wanted him polished, pop, marketable. He played along at first, belting out pop covers he didn't believe in. But finally, he put his foot down, "I'm singing a country song." They let him, and then promptly cut him from the show. Eliminated. For most, that would have been the end. But right after, Adam Levine pulled Morgan aside, "You don't need this show. You've got something special. Stick with it." So he did. With just $1,000 and a beat-up Corolla, Morgan drove to Nashville. Days were construction sites, nights were open mics, $50 gigs and bar tabs that cost more than he made. Later he said, "Getting kicked off The Voice was the best thing that ever happened to me. It taught me I couldn't fake it. I had to be real." That rejection didn't bury him, it turned him authentic. And authenticity would become his golden ticket. By 2015, Nashville had given Morgan nothing but slammed doors. Then Panacea Records took a chance, releasing his first EP, Stand Alone. It flopped. Most would have quit. But Seth England at Big Loud Records heard something. In 2016, Big Loud signed Morgan. His first single, The Way I Talk, leaned into his East Tennessee accent instead of hiding it. Radio programmers thought it was too regional. But fans loved it. The song hit number 30 small, but proof Morgan's voice resonated. 2018 brought his debut album If I Know Me. It had a sleeper hit with Up Down featuring Florida Georgia Line, but it was whiskey glasses that exploded. A heartbreak anthem drowned in alcohol, the track hit number 17 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became a crossover monster. The $10,000 video? Today it has over 400 million YouTube views. By 2020, Morgan was confident enough to buy his first Nashville home, a sleek $700,000 farmhouse in a star-studded neighborhood. But the real bombshell came in 2021. His Dangerous, the double album, dropped with 30 tracks. Critics laughed. Too long, they sneered. Commercial suicide. They were wrong. The album debuted number 1, stayed there 7 weeks, the first country album to do that since 1992. It pulled 7 billion streams in its first year, becoming Spotify's most streamed album of 2021. Morgan Wallen wasn't just a star, he was rewriting the industry playbook. February 2, 2021. Morgan Wallen was Untouchable, Dangerous at number 1, arenas packed, radio on fire. Then TMZ dropped the 4 seconds that nearly ended him. Caught on a neighbor's security cam after a drunken night out, Morgan slurred the N-word at a friend. Within hours, the clip was everywhere. The fallout was immediate. His label suspended him indefinitely. Over 400 radio stations pulled his songs. Spotify deleted him from playlists. Award shows banned him. His booking agency dropped him. To the industry, he was radioactive. But then something bizarre happened. Instead of sinking, Morgan's album sales skyrocketed, up 1,220% in a single week. Streams rose 3%. Fans rallied, buying his music in defiance. Dangerous went back to number 1 and stayed there 3 more weeks. For 5 months, Morgan disappeared. Then he returned with a 5-minute apology video, admitting, "I was wrong. I let so many people down." There are no excuses for that word ever. He donated $500,000 to Black-led organizations, completed rehab and counseling, and met with Black industry leaders. Slowly, radio stations relented. By the end of 2021, he was back on the airwaves. The scandal should have ended him. Instead, it made him untouchable, proof that his fan base was larger, louder, and more loyal than the industry itself. By 2025, Morgan's net worth was estimated at $20 million and climbing. His lifestyle? Pure Southern luxury. He sold his first $700,000 house for a profit and upgraded to a $5.3 million Nashville mansion, 7,000 square feet, a grand staircase, chef's kitchen, a resort-style pool, a 3-car garage, and manicured gardens. Rumor has it he also owns a secret 1,700-acre Tennessee estate with its own recording studio, private lake, and guest houses valued at up to $12 million. His garage? A lineup of raw power, a custom Roush F250 Super Duty, a 702 horsepower Ram TRX, a Cadillac Escalade ESV for family trips, and a Chevy Silverado for his regular guy image. Total value, $300,000 plus. But Morgan's wealth isn't just from music. He pockets $800,000 annually from rental properties, $2 million from merch, and hundreds of thousands from whiskey brand deals. Add streaming royalties? He clears $15 million a year. For a guy once scraping by on $50 bar gigs, Morgan Wallen now lives like a king, proof that controversy can be converted into cold, hard cash. April 7, 2024. After a Nashville concert, Morgan hit Eric Church's rooftop bar to celebrate. Instead, he picked up a chair and hurled it off the 6th floor. It landed 3 feet from 2 police officers. The charges? 3 felony counts of reckless endangerment, each carrying up to 6 years. Add disorderly conduct and public intoxication, and Morgan was staring at 18 years behind bars. His high-powered attorney Warwick Robinson, a go-to for Nashville stars, argued Morgan was drunk, not malicious. The intent to harm wasn't there. December 2024, in a packed courtroom, Morgan pled guilty to reduced misdemeanors. Sentence: 7 days in a DUI center, 2 years probation, $350 fine, 50 hours community service, anger management classes. In court, Morgan told the judge, "I'm not proud of my behavior, but I accept responsibility." The judge's reply? A warning: Mr. Wallen, you're a role model whether you like it or not. One more incident, and you'll serve jail time. Scandal, once again, should have wrecked him. Instead, by spring, he was headlining stadiums. 2023. Morgan releases one thing at a time, 36 tracks. Critics scoffed, too long, too bloated. Week 1? Every single track charted on the Hot 100, breaking Drake's record. His single Last Night dominated the #1 spot for 16 weeks, the biggest song of the year. Then in 2025, he dropped I'm the Problem. 37 tracks. 36 charted. Morgan Wallen, the first country artist with 105 Billboard Hot 100 entries, more than Johnny Cash or Dolly Parton ever managed. Streaming? One Thing at a Time pulled 4.9 billion streams in its first year. I'm the Problem broke first-day streaming records with 75 million plays in 24 hours. Across his career, he's passed 25 billion streams. Spotify alone? 45 million monthly listeners. His tours? Historic. The 2023 World Tour grossed $260 million. His 2025 stadium run, just 19 shows, is projected at $300 million. That's Taylor Swift territory. Some shows grossed $35 million in 2 nights. Morgan Wallen didn't just conquer country. He rewrote the business model of the entire industry. Behind the fame came chaos. In 2017, Morgan proposed to Katie "KT" Smith. By 2020, they had a son, Indigo Wilder. But their engagement collapsed after KT discovered Morgan's cheating. She later posted a blog titled Morgan and Me, revealing infidelities and heartbreak. In 2022, Morgan dated influencer Paige Lawrence. 2 weeks in, women DM'd Paige saying they just slept with Morgan. The relationship imploded. Today, he co-parents Indigo with KT, who now posts cryptic Instagram captions about deadbeat dads. Fans criticize Morgan for rarely posting about his son. The child support? $8,000 a month. Friends say Morgan struggles with commitment, burned by fame and trust issues. Nashville insiders joke, Morgan loves being single too much to settle down. His pattern? Short flings, messy endings, and one constant, his career always comes first. From a broken-armed ballplayer in Sneedville, Tennessee, to a man who now commands $15 million per stadium show, Morgan Wallen's story is chaos wrapped in success. He's been rejected, cancelled, arrested, and dragged through more scandals than most stars could survive. Yet every fall turned into a comeback. The numbers don't lie: 105 Hot 100 hits, 25 billion streams, $300 million tours, a $20 million fortune at just 32 years old. He's not just country's biggest star, he's a cultural earthquake. Love him or hate him, Morgan Wallen proves something no PR machine can teach: authenticity, even messy, controversial authenticity wins. In a world of manufactured pop stars, Morgan's raw, flawed, unapologetic journey shows that real beats perfect. The only question left? What record will he break next, and what controversy will fuel his next comeback? And that wraps up the wild, unstoppable rise of Morgan Wallen, a story of failure, scandal, and redemption that turned a small-town dreamer into a global superstar. Here on Loyal Luxury, we go beyond the headlines to uncover the real stories behind wealth, fame, and controversy. If you thought Morgan's journey was dramatic, wait until you see what we've uncovered about Justin Timberlake, from boyband prodigy to billion-dollar mogul. That's coming up next, so stay tuned and subscribe.